place. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the girls ain't free. You'll find a god in every golden oyster. And if you're lucky, then the god's a she.
I don't think my dance was exactly.
Angels sliding into me. One time,
You must have picked this show.
I did.
And what's it for?
What's it for? It's for Chinese New Year, one night in Bangkok. I know it's a bit of a stretch.
We're stretching this
But
week.
I do really like this show, and it's a great song. Most people know this song, even if they don't know the show.
That's
because it was a big hit.
It was a big hit on the radio.
It was
a
because
single.
they had to do a concept album
A concept album.
in order
Tell
to
us
raise
what a concept album.
concept album, which they did for Jesus Christ Superstar, and the same Tim Rice, who did the lyrics and book for Chess, the musical. They did a concept album to raise money to eventually do a Broadway or a West End production.
Wow.
And it was a big hit, one night in Bangkok, and I know him so well. Both were
And that
a lot
other
of buzz.
song, What Ends Act One? Anthem.
Oh, Anthem.
Anthem.
Oddly, that wasn't a pop hit.
It's not a pop hit unless you're at Theater of the Park and every guy that comes through sings it.
Right. But it
So
is
there's a tip for you,
it's
folks.
a gorgeous song. A
It
beautiful
is a gorgeous song.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. A fun show.
So we've got all kinds of Chinese things
Happy
today.
Chinese New
Happy
Year.
Chinese New Year. It's tomorrow, actually.
It's tomorrow, yes.
Yes.
And how long does Chinese New Year last?
For me, it lasts 365 days a year. Yeah.
Well, officially, it's 16 days with 7 official days of celebration.
Oh.
Just in case, you know.
So do you decide which 7 you want to
I
celebrate?
don't think so. I think it's the first 7, and then it can keep going.
Now, isn't there an animal associated with each year?
Yes, we just finished the year of the rat,
The year of the rat.
and now we will start the year of the ox.
The year of the ox. And what does that mean?
The ox is known, it's all the animals,
Mhm.
and I was doing a little research, and it was the order in which the animals arrived.
Oh, okay.
And the ox was second because
Okay.
he got outwitted by the rat. The rat hitched a ride with him, and
Oh.
then when he got there, the rat jumped off and was the first one.
Oh,
So the
of
rat is
course.
considered the first animal. The ox, hardworking, reliable, intelligent, and does not like praise.
Interesting.
Not me.
Yeah, that's not you. Not
We
me.
found out we're the same.
We are the same.
We are both rabbits.
We are-
Hey!
We are rabbits.
Where did that come from?
I don't
huh?
know. I think that's a push for the apron.
we just happen to both be rabbits.
That's right.
Which I think is
We're
fun.
rabbits. She's an older rabbit than I am.
Not by much.
Not by much. Not by much. We could almost be twin
Both little
rabbits.
gray hair rabbits now.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, we should jump in.
We
have
should.
we have a lot of
What are we
food.
making?
I am making beef and veggies with udon noodles.
Oh, that sounds
I
so
brought
good.
the package just in case. Get these in the Asian section at your store. And kind of like a spaghetti, but a little more bite to them. I really like them. These are great.
That'd be
Udon
great.
noodles. That's the main course.
I got the other ends. I got the appetizer and the dessert. So the appetizer is chicken lettuce wraps. which will be
Yummy.
really
I
good.
love those.
And then we're going to end with fried milk. But
I am so curious
I know.
about this
I know.
fried
I knew
milk.
you couldn't wait, so we're going to start with the fried
Okay,
milk.
let's start.
All right.
Let's start with it.
Okay, so let me get my pan.
I mean, I
go.
think of frying milk, and I think of pouring milk,
Oh, here it is.
you know. So I'm
Yes.
curious how you're going to make this milk something that we can bread and fry
It's
up.
pretty easy. It's going to be kind of like mozzarella sticks, except in a sweet
Now
form.
I'm interested.
Okay, so I'm going to put into this little saucepan. This is a cup of coconut milk and half a cup of regular milk.
Coconut milk. A little
Coconut
sweet.
milk. Can you smell it?
Ooh, I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and 3 tablespoons of sugar, and that goes right in.
That's how we're going to thicken this puppy
That's
up.
how we're going to thicken it up.
Okay.
So we're going to just whisk and get all the lumps out.
I'm going to let you whisk. And I'm going
Okay.
to...
And then we're going to put this on the stove, and we're going to heat it up. And what's the secret of the cornstarch? Does everybody remember what cornstarch does? Do you?
Thicken.
It thickens it, so it's going to thicken it up for us.
Yes. Well, that's going to explain why the milk will spread all over.
Yes.
That's how you're going to fry it.
So we're going to be back here for a couple seconds, thickening that up. I'm going to
Want me
put you in
to
charge.
do
No, put you in charge of the oil.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you don't.
I love that.
You can stir it, and I'll be in charge of the oil then. Okay.
I'll be okay. I'm gonna be a brave little rabbit. I'm not afraid. What are we looking for?
350. So this is going to thicken up here. Now you've directed chess, haven't you?
I have. We're not quite there yet. We're
Okay.
gonna give it a couple minutes. Yes, I did it at the Barb Players several years ago. Such a great score. And people probably, if you don't know, the two men from ABBA, the Swedish pop group, wrote the music and some of the lyrics, and then Tim Rice did the lyrics in the book.
Now didn't they write another show?
I believe Mamma Mia.
Oh, I thought it was 1776.
Oh, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
All right. This might help if I turned it on.
Oh, it might. Well, I can talk more about chess. There was a concept album, which we talked about, and then it opened in London in 1986, and it ran for 3 years.
Wow.
It was a hit there. And then they brought it to the United States, and it didn't transfer.
Didn't do so well.
The interesting thing about chess is it seems to just sort of morph. The book is not a solid thing, it seems like. And so every version seems to be a little bit different.
But the music is great.
The music's great. And they did a concert version with Idina Menzel, Josh Groban, Adam Pascal, and that's where I first came across it. And I just fell in love with it. And
Yeah.
then the Barn did it, and I applied to direct. And I think our version was coherent.
It was great.
And within 3 hours, I guess the original Broadway show on previews ran 4.5 hours with a 90-minute intermission because they were having trouble with the sets. So we didn't have that problem. It went really well. It was an answer to the Cold War, and they wanted to do a show about that, and so they settled on the chess story, which I think worked really well. So if you've never heard the score of Chess, do yourself a favor and find it and listen to it. Great music.
Yeah, it's great music.
And I wanted to give a shout out. Our wonderful Kansas City native Kip Niven, rest in peace, was in the original Broadway cast. And when I did the show, he was kind enough to come and talk to us and talk to the cast and share his story. And it was just really a special occasion to have him there.
Great. So this has thickened up, as you can see here. And we're going to pour it. I've prepared 2 little containers here. They're about 3 inches across. I'm going to pour those into that, just like that. Half in one, half in the other. I don't know if that's half, but we'll see. I know you're saying he didn't fry that milk. You just hang on, just hang on. Don't get too excited now, because we are definitely gonna fry it.
I'm excited.
I know you are.
I'm over here making sure this oil doesn't explode.
Yeah. All right, don't let it get too hot. Don't let it get hotter
It's
than
at
350.
338.
Okay.
We're almost at 350.
All right, so we're gonna put those just like that. We're gonna cover it, and that'll go in the refrigerator to harden up for us. And I've got some that's already hardened up, cut into strips. And this is what it looks like when it comes out after I've cut it up. So, like I said, it looks like mozzarella sticks, doesn't it?
It does.
So-
I thought when I got here it was tofu.
Tofu. It kind of looks like
Kind of
tofu.
looks like tofu.
All right, so I have a dredging station here. So I have 3 things in the dredging station. I have some cornstarch, I have 2 eggs that I've mixed up, and then I have panko crumbs. You can use breadcrumbs if you want to, but you have to wait until this gets, it almost feels like an eraser or tofu.
Ooh,
like you said.
I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah. So we're gonna roll this in, make sure you do both ends, in the cornstarch, then into the egg, and then both ends, and then into the panko.
Where did you hear about this?
Somebody told me about it. I forgot who it was.
Because I've never heard of fried. I've heard of fried ice cream. I used to work at a Mexican restaurant. We had fried ice cream and fried cheese. I mean, you could fry anything.
Right.
But I've never actually heard of fried milk, so I'm really anxious to try it.
How's our oil coming?
I think it's holding steady. I got
Okay.
it at like right at 350.
All right, I'm gonna
I'm gonna double check
I'm
it
gonna
here for you.
finish breading and frying these while you go to the next step. But let's do 2 right off the bat. Now at 350, these are going to fry really quickly.
Okay, this is a little hotter than that, so I'll turn
Okay.
it down. We're like at 370.
Oh, bring it down a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna bread the rest of those while Barb does her recipe, but I'm gonna show you right now how we do this. So if you wanna come around here, are we good? I think we're okay. All right, so we're gonna put this on, and we're gonna put it right in, and look how fast this is.
I bet you have to be careful with that. So
Yeah, see, it's already starting to brown.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even gonna have it in here for 30 seconds.
Ooh, that looks good.
It's like a
Love it.
mozzarella stick.
It does. You could
Look
fake
at that.
people out.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that looks yummy.
And you want to make sure that your milk is ice cold because obviously it's warming up in here.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to take that out.
Ooh, that looks
Isn't that pretty?
beautiful. Beautiful.
Let's do one more just so you can see how I did it.
Okay. Bubble, bubble.
And I just start immediately starting to turn.
Oh, I never fry very often, but I have to say, this little saucepan, a little
Yeah.
bit of oil, I feel like I could do this.
I think you could do it.
I could do it. People at home could do it.
I think
Don't be
anybody could do it.
intimidated. But I'll say, having that little thermometer
Uh-huh.
is very, very helpful because you want to
Yeah.
make sure your oil is at the right temperature.
Yeah. The recipe actually calls for it to be lower than that, but I like it to be at 350 because you just kind of roll it a couple of times and it's ready to go.
Well, and I think too, you don't want it to absorb all that oil.
Right.
A little bit hotter, it just goes faster.
And there it is. And I'm gonna
Beautiful.
finish that up while you
Okay.
do your.
Well, I'm going to jump into the beef and veggies with udon. Now, I've already cooked my beef. Show you. And I just buy a steak or two when they're on sale. And
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
I just buy a steak or 2.
Steak or two, if you're gonna make this, and then I slice up, that's my beef. And so I've got my pan here with olive oil, and now I'm gonna cook up my veggies. So this has a lot of delicious veggies. We're gonna start with some minced garlic and bok choy. It's all been sliced up. Sizzle, sizzle. A little bit of green onion, the white parts.
Just the white.
Just the white, because we're gonna use the
We're not
green
wasting-
parts for garnish.
Oh, we're not wasting anything.
I'm not wasting a thing. Some pretty orange peppers. You could do red or yellow, but it gives it a nice pop of color.
Now, Chinese food gets a bad rap as having a lot of calories in it, but I think what we're making today is pretty healthy.
I think this is pretty healthy, and I will say, I mean, the noodles, of course, are carbs, but,
Right.
you know, a lot of veggies in here.
That's
Green
good.
beans. Okay.
Yum.
And we're gonna stir this around for a minute or two. One of the things that we're gonna use to finish this is the soy glaze. And that recipe is gonna be on the website. But I made my own soy glaze, and let me tell you, it is so good, and it's easy. And you can do so much with it. It's soy sauce, brown sugar, white vinegar, sesame oil, ginger. You boil that up until it's reduced, and then you let it cool, and it gets kind of the consistency of molasses. And that's going to be in our finishing sauce.
Is that something you could buy at the Asian market if you didn't want to?
You know, I bet you could buy it. I didn't see it at my local price chopper.
That's not the Asian market, I was
Not
very-
the Asian market. And so I didn't, I decided to make my own. And then I have extra, which I think would be great with salmon, any number of things you could use that soy glaze for. This is getting aromatic.
It smells great.
Yeah, there's beans in there. So once that starts to get, the peppers start to get a little soft, I'm going to cover that for just a minute. I also have some spinach,
Oh, wow.
which I'm going to put in just after this is cooked for a bit because spinach cooks so quickly.
Yes.
You always want to put that in near the end.
And always cooks down. You're not going to have nearly that much.
That's
in
right.
the
I
house.
mean, not a whole lot to begin with, but it is gonna cook down. Okay. I'm gonna throw in my spinach. And just let that cook for like a minute. It doesn't take long before it's gonna start to wilt and break down. This, I would say, is a pretty healthy
Yeah.
meal.
And your beef's not in there yet. I missed that part.
It's not. You cook the beef ahead of time. And I did that before we started, just for time's sake. But you cut it into pretty thin strips. A little salt, a little pepper, and it cooks in like a minute. And I maybe undercook it a little bit because I'm gonna add it back in
Yep,
with my
exactly.
sauce to reheat, and it's gonna cook a little more. You don't want it to get tough. We don't like tough
We
meat.
don't like tough meat.
Don't like tough meat. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mhm.
Smells so great.
So good.
Now kids would like that. I mean, that's a good way for
I
kids to
think
get
so.
their vegetables.
I think when you have the noodles in there too, it's kind of appealing
Yeah.
to kids. Okay. Now I'm pre-cooked my udon noodles. It's about 6 ounces, I would say. And this is the sauce we're gonna put in. Oh, it smells so good.
Now the noodles, do you make them just like spaghetti noodles?
Yeah, you just boil them up for about 6 minutes.
Okay, great.
And the sauce that I'm putting in there is, it's the soy glaze, it's rice vinegar, sweet chili sauce, sesame oil, and a little water. That'll be in the recipe. So I am going to give this a quick stir and add it to the veggies.
If you're making a Christmas dish, you could use the red peppers and you'd have a red and green dish.
Good. And that's why I love that the peppers give it a little color.
That's beautiful.
Oh, this smells so good.
It
Okay.
does smell good.
And then in go the noodles so that they heat up with the sauce.
That's great.
How's your, oh, look at yours.
You know, just frying the last one.
Right.
So dessert's ready.
So
Should we stop?
if you do all of these, you'll have a lovely way to celebrate Chinese New Year with a 3-course meal.
Absolutely.
So I'm stirring in the noodles and trying to get them all coated with the sauce, which cooks down a little bit. Smells good.
So is that a one dish wonder, or what else would you serve that with? You certainly wouldn't want to serve rice with it because
No, you would. It's really considered kind of a 1 skillet meal. It's got the
Okay.
veggies, it's got the meat, it's got the noodles. This could be it. Now if we add, of course, your delicious chicken lettuce wraps.
yes, that's going to be our appetizer. Once I'm plating up the cheese, the
Okay.
cheese, the
So
milk, the fried milk.
Yeah. Once I've got the noodles coated and this is cooking, then I'm going to put the meat back in so that it warms up and the sauce cooks down a little bit and gets thick.
Great. All right, how about we start on the chicken lettuce wraps?
Let's do it.
All right. So I have already taken 2 chicken breasts and diced them up as fine as I could, and we have sauteed them in 2 tablespoons of sesame oil.
You said chicken breast?
Chicken breasts.
Could you use
yes,
chicken
you
thigh?
could use chicken thigh. I knew that was coming.
If we don't talk about 1776 or chicken
Chicken
thighs,
thighs, yes.
it's not really an episode of Sing for Your Supper.
That's right. So this has already been cooked in 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, and then when they finished up, I put in 3 finely chopped cloves of garlic. So those are in there. So now all I have to do is make the sauce. So I'm going to bring the ingredients for the sauce over, and we're going to make the sauce. It's very easy and very quick. Now, as we're talking about sauces, I just got all these out because I just thought it was kind of interesting.
You're the king of sauces.
Yes. When you're making Chinese food, they're always asking for lots of sauces and all kinds of fun things that you need for Chinese food. We're going to use hoisin sauce in just a minute. Do you know what hoisin sauce is?
No?
It's a thicker soy. It's like a soy.
Oh, I mean,
soy
I've used
paste.
it. I guess I
Yeah.
just never...
See, you can see it here. See how thick it is?
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course we have our soy sauce, which the Chinese use for salt,
Salt.
because it's very, very salty.
I almost wonder if you could use this for soy glaze.
You probably could. Save yourself a trip to the market. Then we have rice wine vinegar, or just rice vinegar. Sorry, not rice wine vinegar. And that's used in a lot of the things as well. And then we have oyster sauce, which is used every once in a while. Sesame oil, and then we're not using this today, but this is orange sauce. So you can use that over chicken, whatever you do.
I do love sesame oil.
Yeah.
It's got such a great flavor to it.
The interesting thing about these oils is that you'll use maybe a teaspoon or a tablespoon, and so they'll last you a long time,
They do.
which is great.
It's a good staple to start if you're gonna make any Chinese recipes.
Yep.
You're gonna need some of these.
So we're going to make the sauce for the lettuce wraps. It's very easy. It's 1 cup of chicken stock. You can make your own, or you can just.
You can buy that, can't you?
I used your garlic trip on.
Yes,
Trip on it.
and I don't judge you for it.
Can I grab a spoon out of there, please? Thank you. We've got our hoisin sauce. Goes in there. Our soy sauce.
I'm gonna give your chicken a little stir.
Please do. Some of the rice vinegar.
Oh, it smells good.
We've got some fresh ground ginger.
How about Mary Ann?
She couldn't make it.
Oh,
You know, she left us.
I know.
Yeah. And then we have another 2 tablespoons of cornstarch.
Cornstarch. Oh, you might need a whisk.
I'm
eh?
gonna got one right here.
Do you?
Mhm.
I always want to whisk in your cornstarch so
Yep.
you don't get any
You don't want any lumps. You gotta get the fried milk off of it.
Oh,
too.
okay. We don't want to mix our courses.
Well, we don't have a budget for 2 whisks. So if you
Maybe
like,
next season.
if you'd like to donate a whisk to us, we'd love to
We'll
have
get
it.
some sponsors.
Yes. All right.
There you go.
Get all those lumps out.
Mm-hmm.
Now this looks kind of loose,
Chicken
doesn't
wraps
it?
is pretty healthy.
It's very healthy.
Very healthy. Because the wrap is the lettuce.
If you don't put the water chestnuts in, which is this, it doesn't call for it for this
Are
recipe.
those bad for you?
No, they're not bad for you at all. But if you don't, it's a 1-point Weight Watchers recipe, which is amazing because you can make a
water
meal.
chestnuts, that
Yeah.
crunch.
No, then you have to put 2 points in. But okay.
I'll do that. I'll
All
spend
right.
my points on a water chestnut.
So this is going to go
That's
into our
worth it.
chicken.
Ooh, this is bubbling and getting thick over here.
Wonderful. And all we have to do is let that thicken up.
Can you see this?
Come over here. Come see us.
See us, because you can see it's thickening, and the veggies are all in there. It's so good. It smells great. You know, in the cold, wintry month of January, this is a nice, warm, comforting dinner.
Maybe that's why they decided to have Chinese New Year in February.
Oh, I said January, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
February. And what's the appliance of the month?
The appliance for the month in February, I think it's the microwave.
I think it's a microwave, yes.
So you can reheat all of the dishes
That's
in,
right.
in the February.
Don't put it in the slow cooker.
Yes. Hey, I want to say, if any of you have tried any of the recipes that we've done on Sing for Your Supper, we would love to hear from you.
Oh,
Please,
yes.
please let us know how they turned out. And if they didn't turn out the way they turned out for us, we'd like to know that.
Yeah, if we need to go back and revisit something,
Revisit
we would
something,
be happy to do that. Ooh, those look good.
I think it needs just a little something else. How about some cashews?
Oh, yeah. Is that a point?
Well, this is where you get the point.
Oh, okay.
So we got 3/4 of a cup of cashew.
Crunch. So you're not getting the crunch from the water chestnut. You're going to get your crunch from your
Oh, see, it's
cashew.
already thickening up. Look at that.
Mhm.
We're just about done.
While you added your cashews,
Cashews.
the beef and veggies with the udon, you should chop up some peanuts, roasted peanuts.
Ah.
So you get a little crunch from that.
And of course the cashews and I think the peanuts for your recipe are optional if you have allergies.
Anytime- Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's not a
Stir those
deal
in.
breaker.
Mm.
All right. I'm
This is
just about
great.
finished here. I'm gonna get ready to serve it up here.
Oh boy. Let's see, I'm going to put some of this on a plate. Thank you. Oh, yes.
All right, we're getting close to eating, I think.
Mm.
I'm going to turn this down. Clean this up a bit.
And take those green scallions, sprinkle a few on top. Oh, look, we've decorated.
Absolutely, you can't have a dessert, Chinese dessert, without some mandarin oranges. And I'm going to put some scallions on the lettuce wraps
So
too.
give it the old chef wipe.
Chef wipe.
Chef wipe. Oh, there we go.
Look at that. We should need some fireworks now.
Oh,
And a dragon.
little rabbits. I'm proud of us little rabbits.
The rabbits did the world proud, I
Rabbits
think.
did very, very well.
I think it's time to taste.
I think so. I'm going to turn our burners off.
Okay.
Oh boy. Okay.
Let me make you a lettuce wrap.
Okay.
And
Honestly, if there were marinara here, I would just pop that in. Be really surprised.
now, are you a sriracha lover?
I'm kind of a wimp.
Okay, you can have that.
I'm a wimp.
And I'm going to put some sriracha on mine. Just a little bit of heat.
I mean, I'm going to take a little baby squirt.
I
Just
knew,
a little
I
baby
knew I
squirt.
could talk her
Just
into
a
it.
little bit. My son loves this stuff. It's on everything. There. Just a little baby heat.
All right. Let's see what you think.
Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
That's good.
You getting the ginger?
Mm-hmm.
All the delicious
So
sauces
good.
that were in that are coming through.
Mm.
The hoisin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. Mm-hmm.
The sriracha is just enough to,
Just a little bit.
little bit.
A little
Wee
baby bit. Mmm. All right, dig
Right.
in. Try a bite of that. Try to get a piece of meat and
I got a big piece. I'm going to
tell
cut
me
that
what you
down.
think. Try it over here. Now, if you wanted it more spicy, you could add some red pepper flakes.
You want some sriracha?
I don't, but you could squirt it on top or put in some red pepper flakes
Mmm.
when you're cooking it.
It's delicious.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The
I
sau-
love that sweet chili sauce.
That's what I was going to say. The sauce makes it
Mm-hmm.
lovely.
A little bit sweet. Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that a
I
lot.
like that a lot.
Okay, I'm really anxious
All right.
to try the fried milk. Just grab one.
Grab one.
All right, this little piece came off.
Okay.
Mmm. Oh, that texture is so creamy.
It's so nice. Yeah.
And that coconut comes right through.
Mm-hmm.
That is wonderful.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
Now, what could we dip? What could you use for a dip?
Well, since it's got coconut in it, you can make like a pineapple
Mmm.
something. Or oh, I know what we do.
I mean, it's great on its own, but it puts me in the mind of a mozzarella stick, so I just want to dip it in something.
Oh, I don't have any. I thought I had some apricot jam.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Warm it up,
Mhm.
make it a little soft.
Oh, it's great. You're going to want to try this fried milk. Well, you're going to want to try everything.
It's kind of like coconut shrimp.
It is. Yes, I'm going to have another one
We're gonna have another one after we go off
after
air.
we go off air. Shh.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for joining us. A happy Chinese
Happy
New
Chinese
Year,
New Year.
especially to all you oxes out there.
Mm-hmm.
And rabbits, your time is coming.
That's
Just
right.
be patient.
That's
It's
right.
hard for us rabbits.
That's right.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.